Hi, I'm glad you could join me. My name is Vicki-Lynne. I follow a plant-based diet, and I'm glad you're here with me today. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down at the bottom here, and then scooch on over, hit that little bell icon so you're notified every time one of my videos goes up. You don't want to miss them. I have some great recipes. I have some meal preps. I do some restaurant reviews. I do a couple of what I eat in the day videos. I do a bunch of videos, and I also do a lot of starch solution recipes, just so you have some great recipes in your repertoire. So if you do the starch solution, which is basically a high carb, low fat diet or no oil diet, we do have fat from avocados, things like that, but a low fat diet, you're going to want to stick around. You're going to love these videos because I basically will veganize recipes and just take the oil out, but put the flavor in. So if that interests you, stick around because that's what we're doing. But today we're doing a meal prep because we do a lot of meal preps. I'm all about meal prepping so that we're ready for the week and that we're successful. We're all on a journey. We all just need to be good to ourselves. Honestly, we're all really hard on ourselves. We all work really hard. We all have a lot on our plates, and we just need to be, one, good to ourselves. Everybody give yourself a break. And I just think that meal prep just helps you out just a little bit. Get a few things in the fridge so that, one, when you're starving, you have something. You can throw a couple of potatoes in the air fryer, make some fries, and then microwave some frozen vegetables, and you're good to go. At least you have something. Anyway, so let's get going. Oh, and I don't want to forget my subscribers who are already subscribed and keep coming back all the time. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to me, that everybody keeps coming back and checking out my videos all the time. I love that. I love doing these videos. This is kind of my happy place, to be honest. I love being in the kitchen, and I love trying to cook up new ways of doing different things. So I'm doing a little Mary's Mini this time. Just kind of trying to reset again. Kind of been doing a little bit of extra gluten lately, and it doesn't agree with me. So doing the Mary's Mini is perfect for me because it takes all the gluten out, and I'm doing a potato reset. Hello. So come on in the kitchen with me. Come to my happy place, and let's get cooking. So normally when you're meal prepping, you want to have a couple of things going all at the same time. I'm actually going to be using my Instant Pot quite a bit. I'm going to let it do the work for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I actually have these huge russet potatoes. So I'm going to get those going first of all. So I'm going to actually be doing a couple of different types of potatoes because you use different potatoes for different things. So in my potatoes go, I already have some water in my Instant Pot. Fun fact, the Instant Pot actually needs water for it to work. Okay, lid on, sealed. And so now that's going to go, those are pretty big, so I'm going to do those for about 22 minutes or so. Next thing I want to get going is just a basic cheese sauce. And I'll put the video up here. I have a video, guys. Change it up. Everybody, you've probably seen this potato cheese, carrot cheese video all over the place. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things. One, I'm just going to put, I've already cleaned my carrots. They're organic, so I'm going to leave my skins on because we're going to blend them anyway. So that's super simple. The other thing, and you already know that normally if I do peel my carrots, I save my peelings. I put them in a bag along with my onion peelings and stuff, stick them in my freezer, and when I'm ready, I take those out, stick them in my Instant Pot, and I make a stock out of that. The other thing you can do, if you peel your potatoes, is you could take your peelings and actually put them in the air fryer. And these make, now, awesome, kind of like potato chip snacks. Just make sure they're nice and dry. A little salt or a little Cajun seasoning or whatever kind of seasoning that you like. Throw them in the air fryer for a few minutes, usually about 8, and they crisp up and they make the best little snack. So that's what I'm going to do. And I just kind of make them in like little bite-sized pieces while I'm peeling them. And I will put those in my air fryer. And I'll show you at the end what they look like. So a lot of times when I make my cheese sauce, I don't always peel my potatoes because I'm blending it anyway. The skins are good, especially if they're nice and thin like this. But then I was thinking, hey, let's make a snack. So we're going to get that lid on. I am going to actually salt my water just a little bit. Lid on, just get it boiling. Not very difficult. You're going to cook your carrots and potatoes till they're soft. We're going to blend it up with some nutritional yeast, some seasoning. I put some miso paste in mine. Again, I'll link the video up here. Super simple. It's all around great cheese sauce. You can change it up to make it however you want to, and I change it all the time depending on what I'm in the mood for. So I think this week I'm actually going to add some salsa to it, add a little extra heat to it, but kind of make it like a nacho sauce. Just so switch it up. I like to switch it up, and you can switch it up by just changing your spices each week. And again, whatever your imagination can come up with, you can throw in jalapenos, like pickled jalapenos is really good in that. Again, whatever your imagination can come up with, that's what you can do. Next, we're going to get our new potatoes going, or I call them new potatoes because they have the thin skin. So we're just going to get a pot going just because our Instant Pot is already working. So again, so these ones are going to just be for boiled or frying up. And I'm going to use these for mashing. And I'm going to leave the skins on because I like them that way. Because last time I had the mashed potatoes, I did them in the waffle iron and they were a game changer. So I'm going to mix them up a little bit. I'm going to add some extra seasoning for these ones when I mash some of these up. So again, on the stove we go. Bring those to a boil while you're doing your cheese sauce. And I've been preheating my air fryer. Now we're just going to do our potato skins. So again, just throw your potato skins in there. Well, let's preheat it. I have it preheated to about 400 degrees. And just going to add a little salt. That'll help dry it out a little bit too. A little onion powder. And again, just pick whatever seasoning you like. You can get barbecue seasoning. My husband was here. I would do Cajun seasoning because he likes them nice and spicy. And then just throw them in your air fryer and let them crisp up. And you have a great little snack. So there's no waste whatsoever. We're saving money and we're saving the environment. Okay, so this was going for about, 6 minutes or so. As you can see, they're nice and crispy. You can let them go longer if you want them a little bit crunchier or a little bit crispier. Again, you do whatever you like. But they're a great little snack. They're tasty and no waste. Hope you enjoy these ones. So our potatoes are done in the Instant Pot. We've got them turned off. We're just going to let those cool down. Stick those in the fridge. Those are going to be good to go. I'm going to make a breakfast hash with those, and I'll show you how I make those as the week progresses. And I'm also going to just use those for my suppers for fries and add some frozen vegetables with that. I'm going to keep that super simple. I have our regular potatoes. I don't know which one I call it. Our regular potatoes, and I'm going to put a couple just to make some mashed potatoes so I can do them in the waffle maker since that was so much fun. I really enjoyed those, and I'm actually going to do some of my potato salad that I like to do. My husband likes that too, and I'm going to make that super simple also. So for that, I'm just going to chop up some onion. only going to make a small batch. And to make this, it's super simple. You're just going to kind of chop up your potatoes any way you want them. These are still super hot, which I do like doing them hot because they'll absorb the flavor. You can always let them cool a little bit. A little bit easier on your fingers. Again, I'm just going to do a small batch. I think 3 potatoes should be enough. You can always make more as you go along during the week. Okay. And of course, if you've been here before, you know there's going to be a lot of celery. Basically, my husband will eat anything if I put a lot of celery in it. He's a little celery monster. And that's a lot of celery compared to the amount of potato that's in there. And I'm going to get a few dill pickles. And again, there's really no recipe, guys. Cut your dill pickles any way you like them. Big chunks, little chunks. However, we're going to add our dill pickles in here. And then for our seasoning, we're going to add some of our dill pickle juice. This is why I like adding it while the potatoes are hot. And then we're going to add our mustard. So I like adding a mixture of mustard. I like my regular yellow mustard, and then I like this sweet and hot mustard. And most grocery stores carry their own sweet and hot mustard. Any kind of flavored mustard. You could use Dijon mustard. This just adds a great little extra to it. A little too hot for me just to have it just with that. My husband would be able to handle that, not a problem. But you do it your way. And then just give it a good mix. And of course, the longer it sits, the better it gets, because those hot potatoes are going to absorb all that mustard, all that dill pickle juice. It's fat-free, no oil, but lots of flavor. You can add some pepper. Give it a try. Delish. That sweet and hot mustard gives it just a nice enough zing, a little kick to it. So that one's done. And then I'm just going to take a few potatoes. Just going to get them going. And I'm just going to kind of mash them in the bottom of this container so that they're already kind of mashed. Or at least start it. That leaves me about 4 of the other potatoes. Just take a masher, take a fork, an immersion blender, however you want to mash your potatoes. I think just the masher is going to be fine. Just want to give them a little bit of a mash. Actually, just even with the fork is fine. And then if you want them a little bit creamy, you can add just a littlest of a splash. And again, you want them creamier. I'm just not going to add a whole lot of plant-based milk to mine because I know putting them in the waffle iron, the less moisture, the better. They'll be easier to get in and out of the waffle iron. And again, season them, salt and pepper, which is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper. So I'm going to season them while they're still hot. So when I go to do them in the waffle iron, they'll be perfect. I already know these are going in the waffle iron. They were so good. You have to try it. If you have a waffle iron, you're always looking for stuff to do in the waffle iron. This is definitely a great recipe for that. And then you can always add some green onions to it. So I have a few left over here. Those in there. Here's what you got. There we go. And so those are all ready. We'll let those cool. And then they'll be all ready for the waffle iron for breakfast or whenever. A good stir. So I think that part of our meal prep is all done. We're set for our Mary's Mini because I'm really going to be using a lot of frozen vegetables. I'm going to make a big vegetable stir fry to kind of get going through the week. And we'll get that put together. Let me give this a try. Very tasty. Awesome. So I'm just going to show you what we're going to do with some of our russet potatoes that we made in the Instant Pot. And I'm just going to make like a breakfast hash with them. I'm just keeping my scraps. You know, I keep my scraps to make my veggie broth. So of course, when you're doing your breakfast hash, I like my onions chunky. But you cut yours the way you like yours because it's yours. Side. And then I'm going to do some mushrooms. I'm going to do my potatoes separate. I'm going to put mine in the air fryer because I like them really crispy. And then I just add the onions and the mushrooms and stuff to the plate. So you could do them all in the frying pan. Maybe I'll do one of the potatoes in the frying pan. So with mushrooms, you're not supposed to submerge them in water or anything because they'll just sop up all that water. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just wash them, guys. But when you want to crisp them up and get them nice and brown, this is the way to go. Depending on the recipe, depending on how much time I have. Kind of just want to wipe them and then chop them however you want. Okay, so I'm just going to slice these. Once your onions have softened, we're going to add in our mushrooms. And then just make sure that the pan doesn't get too dry. Keep adding water if your water's sauteing. So we're going to add our potatoes into the air fryer. And then our seasoning, some garlic, yes, onion powder, a little bit of salt, black pepper, and a little smoked paprika. Give them a shake. And then into the air fryer they go. We're going to let those cook. So I just mixed the onions and mushrooms back in with the potatoes on the skillet, just to rewarm them so they were sitting. And there you go. Now I still have other potatoes that are in the air fryer. They're going to be delicious also. But there's the rest of your meal prep. Just add the other potatoes in with this. You'll have crispy ones and soft ones. I kind of like mixing it up.